Welcome to the Faith Feature on the Mars Hill Network. My guest today, joining me via Zoom, is Lauren Smith from Hope is Alive and Why. He's been a good friend of the Mars Hill Network for many years. Thanks for joining us on the call this afternoon.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So tell me more about Hope is Alive and what you're doing with this ministry, especially during this pandemic.
Well, Hope is Alive really focuses on trying to help people who are struggling in those moments. We've hosted a few events, and we also have a women's support group. During, I guess, the last few weeks, we've had to put things on hold. And so right now we kind of rerouted. And I don't think these sorts of things ever stop somebody from really pushing and moving forward. It's just a reroute. And so really I was just thinking, hey, wouldn't it be amazing to really inspire and encourage people via Facebook, online, with stories of how the Lord has been faithful in their lives when people have really been struggling. And so over the next few weeks, we're actually going to be sharing more of those, of just ordinary people like me and you, of how the Lord has been faithful to us. So that's what we've been doing lately.
And indeed, he is faithful, and I do appreciate the opportunity to get on the page and share a little bit of a testimony a couple of weeks ago. I do appreciate that. So what are you seeing a lot more of in the last couple of weeks? I mean, the unemployment numbers just continue to get worse and worse. It looks like this is going to go on for much longer than we were initially anticipating when this began during the month of March. Do you see people losing hope, and how are you keeping them holding on to that hope that is in Christ?
What I've seen is through the location that Hope is Alive is at, that there have been people who have fallen into relapse. The support groups are closed down, that interaction people really need with each other, the place where it's safe for them. And so I have seen people relapse. I've heard stories in our town, and it's sad, but at the same time, what a great opportunity we have to take this time to really focus and actually use our voice that the Lord gave us. And so I know for me, when I was struggling, that's one thing the enemy took from me, was my voice. I had a very hard time expressing myself, telling people I needed help, struggling in that all by myself. And so what I hope will happen because of this is that people rely on God. They use their voice, they share their story, they call a friend, message us, they can connect with a local church to really get it out. And so that's what I've been seeing lately. But I'm also hoping that this time can be an encouragement too.
For those that are watching this saying, what can I do? How can I contribute to this? How can I encourage people? What would you tell them?
Oh, you could be two things. One is be a safe ear, and two is pray. Those are two big things that I think are really meaningful and actually are very helpful for somebody who is struggling, is that if they can come to you and you can help them reveal these things that are inside and bring it into the light. And then also, if you can be a person of prayer for them, to intercede, to ask for help when they may not be able to do it themselves. And so those are two things people can do.
And for those that are looking for you on Facebook or just in general, where can they find you?
Hope is Alive NY on Facebook, if you just plug that in. And also you can email me at hopeisalive.ny@gmail.com.
Lauren Smith, Hope is Alive. Thank you so much for an update on how things are going on. And we certainly pray for you and for your ministry and for all those people that you touch. Thank you for reaching out at a time when people really need it the most. Once again, Lauren Smith from Hope is Alive and Why. And we remind you that all of our faith features are on the Mars Hill Network YouTube page. Also, we post them daily to the Mars Hill Network Facebook page as well. Thank you for joining us for Faith Feature here on the Mars Hill Network, where we give you hope in the journey.